welcome to another episode of Shine a Light, where we shine a light on entrepreneurs around the world. I thank you for tapping in with us. And you know who this is. This is your girl Butterfly of Butterfly Thoughts. I'm an empowerment coach, motivational speaker, and a author of amazing journals. Today, we have one of my good friends called I also call her the journal queen along with myself because that's what we do best. Miss Shawnti Refuge. Please
Hey,
introduce yourself to the
hi.
people.
Thank you for having me. My name
Mhm.
is Shawnti Refuge. I'm a certified mental health coach. I'm a mental health advocate. I teach you how to uh, express yourself in a healthy way, letting go of stress and anxieties through guided journaling.
Yes. Well, you know, we both are the journal queens because that's all we do and that's what we have.
Yeah.
So, um, let's jump right into it.
Let's
What
go.
is journaling for you?
Journaling for me is therapeutic. It
Mm-hmm.
is, expressing myself, saying things that how sometimes when people say, "Oh, you shouldn't have said that," or "You could have said it a different way," I say it however I want to in my journal.
Right,
It's a
right.
chance to be compassionate with yourself, non-judgmental, and to actually get out what you need to say, no matter how it looks or how it sounds to anybody else. You know what you're trying to say, and you don't have to explain yourself to your journal because your journal understands because it's your thoughts.
That's right. Uh, I just love how you put that because again, it's a sticky situation talking about journaling sometimes because some people they do it but they don't want to do it, or they they've been scarred by having a diary but so as a kid, and because somebody, how do I say, kind of went into their privacy
Yeah,
of their
invading their
journal, or if they
privacy.
invading invasion of privacy, right?
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. But anyways, they get scarred by it and they don't want to do it no more. So how do you talk to people into journaling and letting them know in at this stage of their life it's a total different ball game?
Yeah. Well, first, I make it clear that, we were taught that we didn't have no nerves, we didn't have feelings, our feelings didn't matter, we be quiet, blah, blah, blah. And I call BS on that because,
Yep.
yes, as long as we are human beings, which I think all of us are, we have emotions, we have feelings. And just like a child, just because you're a child doesn't mean you don't have the right to express yourself and express your feelings. See,
Absolutely.
I got in trouble plenty of time behind my diary when I was a kid because I was talking about stuff I shouldn't have been talking about. But our parents did know better because instead of reading what I wrote and
Right.
taking it somewhere else, there should have
Mm-hmm.
been questions asked. It should have been a whole
Right.
lot of deep diving, but
Exactly. Right.
and you are entitled to a level of privacy even as a child.
Mm-hmm.
You are not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying no, because my children, when they bedrooms, when they were here, they didn't have any locks on the doors. We didn't lock doors,
Correct.
you know, and that's for safety reasons because you never
Mm-hmm.
know.
You just
But
never know.
as far as a diary will give you insight. As a kid, because a kid don't know. All they know is they write down what happened today, and he did this,
Right.
he sent me this. But as an adult, when you're reading children's thoughts like that, you're supposed to dive deeper, not look for something to beat their ass for,
It,
you know?
that part. That part.
Yeah.
It's so mind-boggling to me that every little thing that they say out of their mouth or they write in their personal diary, you're just looking for something to beat on them about, or try to set them
But
straight and narrow because
yeah, but
kids are supposed to be seen and not heard. What?
Baby, those days are over. Those days are
Okay.
over. Those
Long
days
time.
been over since it's been normalized that it's okay for grown people to mess with little kids. So, you know,
That part.
so y'all
That part.
accepting of that, but you don't want to accept that your child has feelings. So when a person
Right.
comes to me and say, "Oh, I used to keep a diary, but I don't like it. I used to get in trouble." I let them know a diary and a journal are two different things.
Two different things. That's true.
Yes,
That's
and
true.
I go in depth about what the journal is and what the purpose of it is for. Is to
Mm-hmm.
identify, you know, issues, the characters, how they made you feel. But I mean, just deep diving into that
Right. Right.
so they can better understand themselves or a situation.
That part. That and ooh, that was so good. Cause it's like you try to have these conversations with people, and some people are so narrow-minded and that they don't even want to think differently or come out of that narrow-minded ideologies of what we grew up on. And especially if you're from the West Indies or from the South, their mindset is the same. Like the old mentality is such the same that people just want to stay right there because that's what they know and that's what they're comfortable with, right? So how do you get your clients or people who are buying or thinking about buying journals to come out of that ideology of the old way and trying to just explain to them that this is just something, different. How do you maneuver that?
I ask a question. If they say we were brought up this way, did it work?
That
If it
part.
did, you wouldn't be talking to me.
That's true.
Try
That's
something
true.
different. Is
Mm-hmm.
if you want something to a shift in your life, you have to do the shifting. You have to do
Right.
the work.
That's
You have
it.
you have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You know,
Yeah.
this old school stuff, yeah, it's easy to get comfortable in it, but does it work? If
And
it's
don't get
not,
me wrong, there are some things that did
yes, there
work.
are some.
And there are some things that we should still hold on to.
Yeah.
Right?
Hmm.
However, you ever heard the saying, chew the meat and spit out the bones? That means
Yes, I had to think about that. Yes, I have heard
that
that.
means chew what you can eat.
Yeah.
Take on what you can eat. And then the rest, you leave it there. Whether it's bones or even more meat that you don't want to know, or the fat of the bones or of the meat. Like you got certain things you take from what you can do something with, and then the rest that you can't do nothing with, you just leave it alone. So it's a thing of knowing what to keep and knowing what to leave.
Everything isn't for everybody,
Right.
but you can't say something's not for you if you never tried
That part. That
it.
part. Because
And it's not
again,
bad. It's not a
that
bad thing to
comfortability,
journal. Yeah.
that
And I
comfortability.
think that's the part that uh makes people not want to do it
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want to face their reality. They don't want
That.
to admit what's going
Mm-hmm.
on. I don't
Yes.
want to admit that I did this or I said this, and now I'm gonna have to write this to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said I made a post the other day about how we lie to ourselves so much that we start to believe our own lies.
Lies.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and
girl.
your journal gonna pull them lies right out of you and make you tell the
Hello.
truth.
You
And I
know
think
it.
that's what stops people from wanting to write in their journal. They don't want to
Because they
admit the
don't want to
truth.
face themselves.
Yep,
And not the
exactly.
avatar that you see on a daily
Yep,
basis. I'm talking
yep,
about the inner me, the inner
yep,
you. You
exactly.
gotta know when to start facing that, because if it's starting to make your whole entire life, your work life, your home life be in an uproar, then guess what? You gotta figure something has to work. And why not start with journaling? Right?
Exactly.
Why not start with
That's like one
journaling?
of the
Because it's your
easiest
private.
steps you could take.
There you
Easy
absolutely the
and
easiest
cheapest.
and cheapest,
Yeah.
and
Cheapest.
and it is your most inner thoughts to
Yeah.
yourself. That
Yeah.
way you can start to like um like Shawnti said, that way you can start to identify where you came from, where you are now, and where you are going.
Exactly. Especially when you go back and look at your past entries and see that you definitely are not the same person that you were when you first started writing. I think
Yes.
that is the best part of journaling, getting to go back and reflect. And you're like, dang,
Yes.
that was me. I said that. How many times I done said that? I'm like, oh my
Girl,
God, I can't believe I wrote this. I was going through it. But I'm out of it
yeah.
now. Yeah.
And I did that, I want to say maybe a year ago. I found a book that, a regular random notebook that I was starting writing in. And it was around the time, maybe about a couple of years after I lost my fiance, right? And the things that I said in one of those letters was like mind boggling to me. Like, this was the space that I was in.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to believe because, when you are journaling and you're going through your healing process, you're peeling back layers.
Layers,
So
yeah.
after every layer you have shed, you got to get to know this new person. And
Yep.
it could be scary. It could be very scary because
It,
the person who you thought you were, that ain't you. you know?
and like, I think it was like maybe 7 letters that I wrote in that book. And I guess it was me writing letters to him. And I only read one of them. And I
Mhm.
was just like, wow, okay. All right, Lord. I don't know. I was lost for words. It's like, I really
But
wrote
that
all of
when
that?
you were writing that, that's the space you were in at
We're
that time.
in. Yeah.
I
And
mean,
it really brings you to a spot where you're just like in awe
yeah,
of the things that you have gone through and that you have made it through,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
absolutely.
so yeah, I, I have to take time to go read the rest of it. I don't know why I'm afraid to, but I
Mm,
am.
but it's your words, your thoughts, so go read it.
I,
And if it makes you cry, so what? If
that's
it make you
true.
mad, so what? Write about that. I went back and read a letter I wrote a year ago, and this is how it made me feel. There you go. Start journaling. Go on and read
Hmm.
that. Quit avoiding it. See?
You see,
Perfect example.
this is what sisters do for sisters, okay? This is what sisters do for sisters, because at the end of the day, we got to hold each other not only accountable, but hold each other up in those times when
Yeah.
we really need it. So, oh, I'm so glad we're having this discussion. So tell the people what you have available.
Well, let's see. I started my business with guided journals. So
Mhm.
I have a whole series of different guided journals, different topics that help you to help yourself, overcome and face whatever it is that, I have self-love, self-esteem, relationship, breakup, uh, baggage, unpacking baggage. Sure, I got all kind of stuff. uh, Grief, prayer, you name it, I got it. I'm actually about to retire some of the guided journals and
Really?
focus on a certain set. Yes, because I have now been kicked into the coaching arena. And
Nice.
so I am now offering one on one coaching. And I got my first 2 clients before I even advertised that I was coaching. Like
Look
they
at
came,
that.
yeah, they heard my story and were like, okay, I gotta work with you. Are you
Mm-hmm.
coaching? I didn't want to say no, so yes, I'm coaching. Yeah. So um, I
That's
offer
how God
one-on-one
works.
coaching, and this told me right here, both of the people, two different people met them in two different places.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are caregivers. One cares for their
Mm.
grandmother, one cares for their brother with mental illness.
Mm.
I said, okay, so am I a coach now for caregivers? So I think that's what it is.
That sound about right. That sound
Yeah,
about right.
and I have also extended my services to teach people how to create their own journals, because a lot of people ask me,
Mm-hmm.
how do I do it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna show you.
Right,
So I
right.
show people how to do that. I also do it for them. For people who don't want to learn how to do it themselves,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just tell me what you want and I get it for you. So I
Got
do
you.
that. Hmm
Right.
and I've started back doing in-person guided journaling workshops. So I do them once a month.
Nice.
The first one is going to be September 30th, uh, in person. I stopped doing
Mm.
them in person so I could finish my book. So now that my book is
Okay.
finished, then so
Uh-huh.
now I'm back on it. Yeah, I wrote a book. I wrote an autobiography called Quiet is Kept. And it is about my journey from my earliest childhood trauma that I could remember up until 2018 when I had a nervous breakdown. So that's
Nice.
the span of
Ooh.
it.
Wow. I'm so proud of you because from
Thank
the time I
you.
started following you till now, that's an improvement of how much you've gotten. Because I think when I first started following you, I think you might have had maybe about how many journals you have altogether? Let me ask you that.
People tell me 26, so I'm gonna have to go count.
Okay. So I
Count.
think you might have had about 12, something like that.
Really? Well, that's a long time ago.
Maybe
Yeah,
about 12, between 12 and maybe 15, somewhere around there you had
yeah.
when I
And they
first
just
started
kept
following
growing and
you.
growing and growing. But now I'm gonna
Yes.
go back in. And I was actually, my mentor, my business mentor told me, I was having trouble with the journals. I'm like, nobody want a journal. Don't nobody care about their mental health. I was getting discouraged. And she
Mm-hmm.
said, that's not true. She said, the journals might not be your ministry. So,
Right.
don't stop your business, but you're going to need to expand. So
Yeah.
that's when I expanded with the public speaking, and
Mm-hmm.
then I would, like, wherever I would public speak, I would vend. So that's how
Vans,
the
right.
journals came out. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so now it's just the business is growing. I had no intentions on being an entrepreneur, period, but it's
See,
growing.
look
And
at
so
that.
now I have accepted that I am a helper. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. So I can't argue with God.
My mentor says all the time, you go through things not for yourself, but to help others.
Yes, Lord. I get it now. Of course,
Uh-huh.
while we're going through what we're going through, it's
Yes.
like, why me, Lord? Why me? Why not them? I've been good, da, da. But it was
Yep.
for a reason. I went through all of that for a reason.
Yep.
I get it now.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So let's jump back into some questions a little bit more. What would you tell someone the importance of journaling is?
Being honest with yourself.
Mm.
Be honest. Be
Mm-hmm.
be like naked, get naked and right. No judgment, no criticism, just right.
Just right. Mm.
Yeah,
Get
be
naked
honest.
with yourself. Be
Mhm.
honest. Absolutely. Because before you can be honest with anybody else, you
Gotta be
have
honest
to
with
be honest with yourself.
yourself.
I love it.
Exactly.
My next question for you is, how did all of this start for you?
Yeah. I woke up. I wish I knew the exact date, but I don't. But I woke
Mm-hmm.
up one Sunday morning and I just was not feeling it. I wasn't feeling good. It wasn't physical. It was like a funk. You know how sometimes we wake up and we just
Yes.
being this. It was a funk, but this funk never went away. And I'm
Mm.
thinking, okay, I'm having a bad day. I'll get over it. But days pass, weeks pass. I want to say on the 30th day is when my wife was like, all right, you need to go talk to somebody because I don't know how much longer I'm going to put up with this. I was
Mm-hmm.
crying and mad at everything. I was every emotion but happy. I
Mm.
was angry. I was mad. I was argumentative. I was just not me, and I just couldn't control it. And I saw myself sitting next to. I hate that I can't describe it no other way than this, but this is
Right.
what I saw. I
Mm-hmm.
saw me sitting next to myself, watching me act a fool, and just sitting there looking like this. You ever saw that show, Queen of the South?
I haven't, but I understand what you're saying.
Like she would always,
Mm.
her higher self, I guess, will be sitting
Mm-hmm.
right here and talking mess to her while she doing whatever it was she was doing. That's how it was with me. And
Mm.
I did not want to describe that to people because I didn't want them to think I was crazy. But that's what I saw. I saw me
Right.
looking at me act the fool, and I'm wondering, why aren't you stopping yourself? Like,
Right.
so
Because
yeah, I
it's
went
like
ahead
an
and
out
went
of
to the
body
doctor.
experience.
Yeah, I went ahead and went to the doctor on that one. So I went to
Yeah.
I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just
Mm-hmm.
knew I was upset all the time and mad and pissed off. And, so I went to my primary health doctor
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know what was wrong. So I go tell him, hey, I'm doing this crazy stuff. She said, oh, here, let me get some antidepressants. Take them
Of
and come back
course.
in 6 weeks. Yes. Take
Oh,
them, come back in 6 weeks and let me know how it worked. It did not work at all. Like nothing. I told her, hey, this ain't working. So she gave me a higher dose. Come back in 6 weeks. So keep mind you, I'm still crying, angry. So this is what a month plus 6 weeks plus 6 more weeks of me acting crazy. And I had gotten to the point where I could see myself getting physical.
mm.
And yeah, I was like, nah, I ain't trying to go to jail. There ain't no wigs in jail. So no, I can't go to
There's no wigs
jail.
in jail.
Yeah, and I'd have to hold on to this one for my life. But so she sent me to a psychiatrist. She was like, I'm not saying something's wrong with you, but you need some help. So let me send you here. She sent me to a psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
Psychiatrist gave me antidepressants as well. These were stronger. I was like, all right, I'll take them just so I could stop acting the way I was acting, which I did.
Mm-hmm.
However, it wasn't, I wanted to know why I was doing what I was doing, why I was acting like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I don't want to be on no meds. And actually she gave me my meds, told me to come back in 30 days. And when I went back in so this is another, but see, this 30 days I was fine because I was a robot. I was just quiet.
And that is the thing that happens when you go on these medications. And this is why I try to help my clients in the best way I can without like even sending them to any therapist or whatever, because the only thing they're really gonna do is push these doggone medications
Yeah,
on
they're gonna
you.
push these meds on you. And that's what they're
And
paid
that's
to do,
not
keep
what
you
you
medicated.
need.
No,
You need
it
a
is not.
way to be able to figure out your feelings without being dumbed down.
Yes. And that's what it was doing. So I said, nah, forget this. I want to know why I'm acting like this. So
Right.
I opted to not take the medication anymore. And I went
Mm-hmm.
and found me a therapist who looked like me. And I tell people,
Uh-huh.
if you go to a therapist, make sure she looks like you, he or she looks like you, come from where you come
Come
from, so
from,
to
that's
speak.
right.
Yeah, 'cause
That's right.
Becky from the valley ain't gonna be able to, unless you from the valley, she ain't gonna be able to tell you about the jets. And so I found
Because the thing is, our bodies, like the way their bodies deal with medication is good for them. But the way it deals with ours, it's not. It just makes
yeah,
us
those
into
meds weren't made
zombies.
for us.
And I don't
Yeah,
I don't like medication of any kind. Let's try
I
it
don't know about that,
different.
but you know,
Listen,
not mood
when it
altering, not those.
when it makes you dumbed out,
Yeah.
I don't like that. When it
Yeah.
has side effects that make other things happen to your body, I do not like that.
Have you seen Painkiller on Netflix?
Mm-mm.
Go watch that.
Mm.
So yeah, go watch that.
Mm-hmm.
I found me a therapist. I told her what
Right.
was going on, and then
Mm-hmm.
she was like, "All right, we're gonna start journaling."
That's
I
what
don't
I
want to
like.
do that. Journal for what? I know what's wrong. She was like, "No, you need to write down." So she
You need to
taught
get
me
it
the
out your
right
head.
way. She taught me the right way to journal, not just writing stuff down to be writing it. Actually
Right.
writing to, express and explore my feelings and,
Mm-hmm.
the circumstances and all that stuff that you never think about when you're in the heat of the moment and you just want to knock somebody's head off. So she
Right.
she taught me how to journal, and um, I started using prompts. So
Mm-hmm.
that helped me even more because just writing on a blank piece of paper wasn't doing it for me. I needed guidance. I need to be told. I need direction. So she
Mm-hmm.
gave me some prompts, and then she told me to write in separate journals. Separate journals, separate issues. So if you got an issue with your self-esteem, write in that, only that about that. You're grieving, only
Yes.
write in a grief journal about grief, So she
Right.
taught me that. And so I started using them.
Mm-hmm.
I got girl, I got all kind of journals I done wrote in and laid around everywhere
Good.
around here. And
Good.
I went back to after I want to say after 2 weeks of me writing, I
Mm-hmm.
started feeling better. And I'm like,
Yep.
oh, this ain't why I'm feeling better. Let me go and see. I went back and told her, the effects I was having, and it was like weights had been lifted off of me. Things
Yep.
that I had forgotten about were
Right.
resurfacing, and I was able to deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
Family issues, personal issues, and I was just writing the prompts. So I
Yep.
was like, okay, well, shoot, this working for me. All right,
Yep.
I'm good. But
Yep.
then I heard this little voice. I'm gonna say it was God. He said, "Okay, you feeling better, but what about everybody else? Somebody
Uh-huh.
needs what you have." And I was like, you know what, you sure all right. So
Yep.
I ended up having my journals produced. The
Mm-hmm.
ones I created for myself, I had them produced so that they can,
Yes.
anybody else can use them who
Use
were
them.
actually going to use them. And I tell people all the
Absolutely.
time, don't buy my journals if you're not going to use them.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I mean, don't waste your money, don't waste my time
Yep.
if you know you're not going to use it. So now anytime someone purchases a journal from me, I provide a pen because you
Mm.
really not going to have no excuse
Right.
for not writing.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that.
So I
I
provide a
like
pen.
that.
Yeah. Or I have your journal, but I don't have
Mm.
a pen. You're a lie because every journal I send out has a pen with it. And
Right.
I always say, my DMs are open, my email is open if you have any questions. Or if you are you not sure what journal that you need? Okay, come
Right.
talk to me, and I can
Yep.
help you pick one out. You don't. There's a lot of. I'm not the only resource out here, but there are
Yep.
a lot of resources where you
That's
can
it.
get the help you need. It's
That's
all
it.
about how bad do you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna come knock on your door or slide in your DM saying, "Hey, you look like you could use some emotional release."
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. So let me ask you this.
mm,
Um, I've been talking about taking a break, right?
mm.
And how do you l- link the journaling with taking a break? How would you do that?
Can you clarify that?
So, we all need to take breaks sometimes, right?
Hmm.
And people think that when you taking a break or when you're doing self-care,
Mm,
it's all about, oh, I'm gonna get my hair done, my nails done, oh, I'm gonna go sit in a spa. They think of all these things, but they don't ever think about what's the stuff that's going on in here in their mind to get talking about what we all already talked about getting all of that stuff out of your mind onto paper. How would you say that that will be part of your taking your time or taking that break that you need.
I mean, pedicures and spa days are great, but
Mm-hmm.
that's only helping your outside. But you need to self-care your brain and your heart too. And for those people who say they can't get away, they can't go, and because they have the kids, blah blah blah, grab a journal, write in your journal, whether set a timer for 5 minutes. That might
Mm,
be the longest, best 5 minutes of your life. Just getting stuff out
right.
of your head. Say, like, kids getting on your nerves. F them kids, they get on my nerves. You'll be renewed and
Just get it
refreshed
out of
because you
your
didn't got it out.
head.
You're not holding it in.
Right.
But
And I
that
tell
is
people
self
this,
care.
right. And that's what I tell people all the time. The way I explain journaling to people, it is a direct connection to your mind, to your brain,
It is.
right? And the
Mhm.
pen, look at your hand as an extension. So whatever comes off of these fingers on through that pen onto that paper is all the stuff that's in your brain. Because guess what?
Yeah.
It's all connected, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, you know, let let's get that connection together, and let's get those thoughts out of your mind on onto paper. So that's what I like to tell people.
Yeah.
And
And it's
it's
so
just
easy.
it's easy.
And it's necessary. It is so necessary. When we want to get stuff out of our head, we go and yap to somebody.
Right.
That don't help.
Nope.
All they're gonna do
Because
is
it's
listen.
still stuck here.
Yeah.
You haven't letting it gone through your arms and let it get out.
That and the person you're venting to, they can't help you. They
That
can't
part
offer
too.
you a solution, or they'll offer you some big girl. If that was me, da, da, da. That's
Yep.
not what you. That's
That's
not
not
what you
what you
want to hear.
need.
Yeah.
You need somebody with a solid foundation of mind for themselves,
Right.
that they can give you something where it's not going to send your butt to jail. It ain't
Right.
going to tear nobody up. It ain't going to do nothing in the negative sense. They
Right.
they will be able to give you some positive feedback and some
Exactly.
positive things that you can try or that you can do. Sometimes we're not connected to those people because we're in that type of mindset and mind frame already,
Yep.
right?
So it's best
So,
to talk to someone that you don't know or who doesn't know you.
right,
You'll say more to a stranger than you would, somebody you know.
that part, that part. And people like they're so afraid and they so pent up that they don't even want to give their self that chance.
And to that I say, you deserve it. You deserve everything good in your life. Just because,
Absolutely.
you're currently in a situation where it's chaotic 24/7, that you don't deserve. You deserve peace. You deserve love. You deserve to take care of yourself first. I don't care if you have 10,000 children at home. You are number one. Take care
That's
of
it.
yourself. Yeah.
That's it.
Stop sacrificing your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit for somebody else. I don't care if you're married to it. Stop it.
That part right there. Because without you as the person being okay and being good with yourself, ain't nobody else around you okay.
Sure not.
Nobody. Your
Sure not.
kids, your husband, your wife, nobody. Your
Sure.
mama, your daddy,
Yeah.
nobody. You got to make sure that you are good first. Have
Yeah.
that love and that source of whatever in you first, and let
Yeah.
that overflow so that now
Yeah.
you can be given from the overflow.
Yes. And that's the best place to give, from the overflow.
That's it. I got one more question for you, love. Where
Come
can the
on.
people find you? Tell them who you are again, and go ahead, take the floor.
Thank you again for having me. My
You're
name is
welcome.
Shawnti Refuge. I'm a certified mental health coach. I'm a mental health advocate. I help you to help yourself heal from anxieties and stressors. I help you to do it by guided journaling. I have a series of guided journals. You can find them at ShawntiRefugeJournals.com. I also hold one on one coaching, and you can also schedule that at my website, ShawntiRefugeJournals.com. I am on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, ShawntiRefugeJournals.com. Hit me up, follow me, connect with me, and grow. Let's heal together because, healing isn't linear. So I'm still healing, but we could do it together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I thank you. I appreciate you so much for being here. And this is your girl Butterfly, guys. Another episode of Shine a Light. I appreciate you all and love you all. Until next time, keep yourself empowered and encouraged. Peace.